What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joeywerk, and I'm back. I'm going to go through every game for tomorrow. That is Thursday, May 18th, baby. I know it's a short little, I want to say 6-game slate for tomorrow. So we will go through every game, give you out a couple best bets for tomorrow. And if you guys have any questions, definitely throw them in the chat. I see a couple people already in the chat. Did I go to the Charlotte Knights game? I did not. I only go to Major League Baseball. What up, Candyman? Hardest working capper in MLB. That's right, baby. We did give some units back today, but the grind continues. It is a 162-game season. I mean, I can't believe the fucking Rays bullpen blew it twice. How many times have I told you the Rays bullpen sucks? The Rays bullpen sucks. The Rays bullpen sucks. We took the Rays first 5, we would have won. It is what it is. We continue to grind. All right, so first game tomorrow we have 12:30 start is the Angels versus Orioles. Tyler Anderson versus Tyler Wells. Under over is set at 9, 8.5 in places. Orioles are minus 140 favorite. Come back on the Angels plus 130-ish. The battle of the two Tylers. Obviously, Mr. Anderson had a career year with the Dodgers, comes over here. I mean, he's not very good. You know, in real life, he's not very good. Orioles are historically pretty good versus lefties, and this team has been playing really, really good this year. Tyler, you know, he hasn't pitched terrible, but he has been walking a shit ton of batters, almost 1-to-1 walk per strikeout, because he's not crazy high on strikeouts either. His numbers on the road this year have been not very good. His ERA is almost 6. His advanced numbers aren't very good either. He's given up 358 x-weighted on base percentage against, striking out people 14%, walking people 11%, as I mentioned. He does throw 4 different pitches. He throws a curveball a little bit, so he really essentially throws 4 different pitches. On the other end, Tyler Wells, 5-pitch mix. His advanced numbers, he has been hit hard, but he has been limiting weighted on base percentage, batting average. He doesn't walk many people either, which is something I like in a starting pitcher. And strikeout rate's almost 30% strikeout rate. I know his last start, he pitched 7 strong, scoreless innings against Pittsburgh at home in Baltimore, which is now, as we know, definitely a pitcher-friendly park here. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks in that game. Game before he pitched good against Atlanta, and then I guess he's had like three struggle starts, but the rest have been really good. And he's had, how many starts has this guy had? 7 starts this year. Last year, you know, last year was his first year, full year in the majors as a starter, and he did struggle a little bit, but that should be, you know, no here nor there. I do think the Orioles probably win this game. As I mentioned, I'm not really high on the Angels. As I told you before the season started, they're a 500 team. They'll probably be worse than that come season's end, and they're 500 right now. This Orioles team's playing really good, 28-15. I mean, it's hard to go against this Orioles team, how hot they've been lately. So essentially, I'm going to pass Orioles. If you want to take the Orioles on the first five, I'm not against it. I'm not laying 145 here. Next game we have is Rays versus Mets. Fucking Taj Bradley versus Tyler McGill. Who knows where you're going to get every Mets starter is like a crapshoot. What's going to happen? Like, Senga pitched good today. His first good start versus the best team he's pitched against. The other guys are all over the fucking place. McGill sucks. He pitched 1 good start, his last one against Washington. Otherwise, the last 4 starts prior, he'd given up at least 3 earned runs in each of the starts, had only pitched 5 innings max in all those starts. He's walking people 3-4 times a game. Even that game versus Washington, he walked 4 batters in that game. Luckily got unscathed out of there, but I mean, definitely not a bet on pitcher in my mind. Mr. Bradley on the other end, I think that this will be his 4th start of the year. He went 5 strong in each of his starts, splits against Boston, Cincinnati, and Houston. He did wipe out Houston, but whatever. And then 2 games at home against Houston. He did wipe out Cincinnati, but his 2 starts against Houston and Boston, he gave up 3 earned in both those starts. He doesn't really walk anybody. His strikeout numbers have been pretty high thus far in the majors. In AAA this year, his strikeout numbers weren't that high, and he was getting kind of shelled in AAA. He comes over here, has had, 3 decent starts. His numbers in the minors had been previously prior to this year's AAA season have been really, really good. And this bullpen, this Tampa Bay bullpen is totally, totally exhausted. As I mentioned, they suck already. And they pitched how many guys today? A shit ton of guys today, a shit ton of guys yesterday. So this bullpen is exhausted. I definitely have a lean to the over here. It is going to be an early game. Looks like the weather about to be 60 degrees. So definitely not. Obviously, this park plays more towards a pitcher's park in Citi Field. But I definitely lean towards the over. Next game we have is Cleveland versus the White Sox. Logan Allen versus Dylan Cease. I mean, this Cleveland team I feel like they haven't won a game in a while. They've been playing really bad. Jose Ramirez is not in the lineup again. It's hard to bet on this team. This White Sox team, out of nowhere, they started scoring some runs. I think these teams are 28th and 26th in run scored this year. So these two teams are, not very good. We'll just say, I've told you this last year. I'm saying it again. The Central in both AL and NL sucks. All right, the Central sucks, and the AL is probably worse than the NL. So yeah, this White Sox team. I know Lou Robb has been hot. They did get Mancada back for the White Sox, but so it is White Sox or pass here. Dylan Cease is a guy I particularly like. He throws gas. The problems are sometimes he walks people. He did pitch really, really good in his last start against Houston, but the start before that against Kansas City, which, really doesn't make sense. If you're going to ask me, is he going to start good against Houston or Kansas City? Oh, Kansas City 9 out of 10 times. He gave up 7 earned runs in Kansas City in that start. Then he comes back against Houston and blanks them in 6th. So, but I mean, last start was really good. The 3 previous, he gave up 7 earned, 4 earned, 6 earned. I do particularly like Dylan Cease, but again, this is a guy, he throws gas, and at times he can easily lose the zone. This team has seen 80 at-bats versus him, 273 X-weighted on base percentage versus him. And Dylan Cease has been hit hard his advanced numbers showing he's been hit hard all year. On the other end, Logan Allen, I think this will be his 4th start this year. This is not the Logan Allen of old. This is their prospect Logan Allen, lefty. This will be his 5th start of the year. He pitched pretty good thus far. He's pitched 21 innings, 24 hits, not crazy, but 8 earned runs, 24 strikeouts, so more than a strikeout per inning, only 7 walks. He did pitch against Miami. Boston has a good offense, Minnesota, and the Angels. So definitely not the top-tier teams. Against the White Sox team, he could possibly shut down here. We're seeing a line at minus 140 on the White Sox. Under-over is set at 8.5. I do lean under here. But again, Dylan Cease could easily load the bases, and this Cleveland team is somewhat pesky. They do hit for singles. I know last year they barely struck out. Not so much this year. And then both these starters' advanced numbers are not very good. Logan Allen is basically a 2-pitch guy, 4-seamer and changeup. His hard hit rate is pretty high as well. He's given up 507 slugging against us far this year. As I mentioned, he doesn't really walk anybody, but I mean, his advanced numbers are not very good, both these starters. So it is Cleveland or pass here, just because. It is White Sox or pass here, just because this Cleveland team has been on a really big skid, and I really can't back them I can't back them, but this is probably an easy pass for me. Next game we have is Washington Nationals versus Miami Marlins. Trevor Williams versus Yuri Perez. So Perez is, I think, the second youngest starter to ever pitch in the majors. His last start was his first start ever. He didn't pitch bad either. And on the other end, we got Trevor Williams, another guy. He's basically been a middle-of-the-line starter his entire career. He gets another chance here versus, this Miami team who can't fucking score to save their lives. But unless we bet against them. But Trevor Williams, slugging against this year, 534 against. He barely strikes. He pitches to contact. He barely strikes on a big alley. Throws his 4-seamer almost 50% of the time. Perez, on the other end, is a guy I particularly like. He had really good numbers in the minors. I'm pretty sure he skipped AAA as well. And we got an under-over 8 in this game. What's the money line? Minus 150 on the Marlins. I do want to take the Marlins, but minus 150 is a hefty price for a team that's the second least runs in baseball, right? How many runs has this team scored? Third least amount of runs in baseball. We got the Tigers, the Guardians, and the Marlins. So it is tough to trust this team if they don't time up a fastball and get a dinger. It's going to be a rough. It's tough for them to score. We'll say it like that. If you want to take Perez on the first 5, you can. Essentially, that is probably a lean for me because I do think Trevor Williams is going to get shelled coming soon. Trevor Williams is going to shell. I know he pitched decent his last couple starts, but I mean, this guy is due for a shelling. Is it here against the Marlins? Like, that's the question. Probably not, because this team can't score for shit, you know? And then it's going to be handed over to Washington bullpen. And Washington bullpen I have ranked. Let me just pull this up real fast. I think I have them ranked. Definitely Washington bullpen I have ranked as, would you look at this? 5th worst in baseball. Washington bullpen, 5th worst in baseball. Oakland, Chicago White Sox, San Fran, Washington, Miami, Detroit, Arizona, Tampa Bay. Yeah, so if you're going to take Miami, maybe you take them on the first 5, you lay the half run. Otherwise, I'm not going to lay a run and a half, especially not with this Marlins team, and definitely not at home. Next game we have is Yankees versus Toronto Blue Jays. Nestor Cortez versus Jose Berrios. Minus 130 on Toronto. Under over set at 9. I do expect runs in this one. I know Vladdy Daddy sat out today. I expect him to be in that lineup tomorrow. And the Yankees lineup is kind of sketchy, not going to lie. Berrios, I definitely am not afraid of Berrios. I've been fading him for, I want to say 2 years, and it's been very profitable. The Yankees, I've seen a lot of them, 163 at-bats, 448 slugging against him. On the other end, the Blue Jays have seen a decent amount of Nestor Cortez. They have pretty solid numbers versus him as well, the lefty. The Yankees bullpen is taxed. As we know, they went to extra innings today. Basically, both bullpens are taxed here. We went to extra innings yesterday. They scored how many runs? Or today, they scored only 1 run, but both teams basically, I know the Yankees threw every good arm that they had today. Jimmy Cordero came out. They basically threw every good arm. Michael King, every good arm that they had today, the Yankees threw out of the bullpen. So they're going to try to get as many innings from Nestor Cortez as they can. Berrios on the other end, definitely sketchy. And as the Blue Jays threw, their closer pitched 2 innings today. So he is definitely more than likely not. I know he did have 3 days rest, and he pitched 2 innings today. I want to say about 30 pitches. So I would not expect him to pitch tomorrow. So, I'm going to take an over here. We can get over 9 at plus 100 via Caesars, and that's going to be my first official play for tomorrow. Over 9, Yankees versus Blue Jays. Honestly, the only thing that I think the Blue Jays are definitely going to score, the thing that scares me is the Yankees lineup is not, it doesn't really exactly scare me, but the best part about it is we get Jose Berrios. So, over 9 plus 100 via Caesars will be my first official play on tomorrow. That'll be Thursday, May 18th slate. Also, last game we have is Dodgers versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Julio Urias versus Adam Wainwright. Under over set at 8.5. Dodgers minus 150 favorite. The St. Louis team has definitely been playing good as of late. I know they started off, they were fucking one of the worst teams in baseball. They got their mojo. They went into Fenway, beat up on the Red Sox in that hitter-friendly park, and got a little mojo. Now we got Adam Wainwright. How many starts has he had? Is this Waino's second start of the year after getting shelled his first one? I'm pretty sure it is, right? Waino's 3rd start of the year. He's pitched 5 strong in both starts versus Detroit and versus Boston. Gave up 4 earned in both starts. In the minors, he had 3 starts in the minors, 13 innings, 9 earned runs. Boy, oh boy. How long can we trust Adam Wainwright? The guy's been pitching since 2005. How old is this dude? 41-year-old Adam Wainwright. I know last year he had decent numbers. I know the last couple of years he's had decent numbers, but he's got it. The decline has to happen, and it's probably going to happen really soon and really fast. So I do like Urias. Obviously, he's a 2-pitch guy, 4-seamer change, but lefty. St. Louis is quite good versus lefties, as we know. Urias's advanced numbers have been really, really good. He isn't walking anybody. He has been a little susceptible to home run balls, but past that, he has been, the Dodgers ace thus far this year, especially with Carrot Top going on the IL and Clayton Kershaw struggling a little bit. So I do expect the Dodgers to win, but minus 150 is somewhat hefty. You could probably lay the half run on the first 5 if you don't want to mess with the Dodgers bullpen, because the Dodgers bullpen is somewhat sketchy. I know that they've been decent on paper, but if you watch their games a lot, I mean, they are somewhat sketchy. I mean, I guess almost every bullpen is sketchy nowadays with the new rules and whatnot. But I definitely don't want to put my money on Adam Wainwright. I do think probably both team scores, so lean with the over, but I like the Dodgers better of the two teams. If you guys do have any questions, what am I, guy? I like the Blue Jays tomorrow. Yeah, Ricky, I'm going to just take the over in that game. I do expect some runs from both teams. Gerardo Hernandez, how we doing? Hit the like button. If anybody wants to sign up, WORK15 is the promo code. RunPureBets.com, RunPureSports.com. WORK15, you get 15% off. You get all my plays every single day, fully tracked on the Run Pure Bet spreadsheet. You also get private access to me in the Discord. You can message me in the Discord. You can yell at me in the Discord. You can congratulate me in the Discord. Otherwise, I'm probably going to tweet out. I'm going to do another video tomorrow night, just one free play for Friday. And then I'll likely tweet out another free play during the week. And then I'll see the boys on Sunday. I will be there Sunday. I know last week I was gone. I was in Atlantic City. I hadn't seen my mother because I am traveling a lot. So she wanted to go to AC. We did a little Atlantic City trip, baby. It was fun. But yeah, I did a quick little, I know there's only 6-7 games tomorrow. So that was a quick rundown. But if anybody's any questions, let me know now. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here. There's only going to be one official play here. I may add for Run Pure Bet subscribers, but one official free play will be over 9 Yankees, Blue Jays, plus 100 via Caesars. As you know, I do have a couple other leans in the games, but yeah, it is a short slate. I did lose some units today, so I'm not going to go crazy tomorrow. We'll find more value on Friday. So I appreciate you all. Hit the like button before we get out of here. Throw a comment in the comment section. Follow me on Twitter at Joeywerk. It's the same thing that you see right here. All right. Peace and love. Joeywerk is out.